I could see it being me and her in the end. I really could. But I think it's obvious how badly I want to have Maddie in my life forever as well. I am in love with her.
Thinking about where we just came from to where we are now, and I think about how much I do love and care for you. Stop.
I can't stop smiling, I'm sorry.
I could see myself loving him for the rest of my life.
I don't know how I'm gonna do this.
You know that we love you, bud, and we only want the best for you.
Ooh, lots of drama. Here to break down night one of the Bachelor finale is People writer and reporter Jody Guglielmi and Bachelor and Bachelorette alums Kayla Quinn and Jason Tardik. Thank you for being here.
Hello.
Hello. Jason loved the jacket. I'm just complimenting it all day. And
Trying to keep up with you, man.
Yeah, okay, that's nice of you. Before we get into part one of The Bachelor and all that, we've been following along with you and the updates on the tornadoes that hit Tennessee. How are you and Caitlin doing?
We're doing well, so we're redoing the house. So we were in an Airbnb and our house, and we were fortunate that really nothing was touched by it. But most importantly, the dogs are okay. Caitlin and I are okay. But we spent the night, as you guys can see here, in the bathtub, in the bathroom.
So scary.
So it was so scary, and to wake up to it all was a true tragedy.
Yeah, well, our hearts have definitely been with you guys and everyone in that area.
Yeah, thank you for the update. Let's talk about the episode. So Hannah Ann and Maddie meet the parents. Very stressful here. Hannah Ann went first, and she got a great review.
Knocked it out of the park.
I feel like she walked in and they were obsessed with
Yeah.
her, right? Why was it so important for her, Jody?
I mean, I think Hannah Ann has probably felt that she's maybe a little bit behind, so I think she felt the pressure, and I mean, she turned it on. She did everything right, and she was saying she wants them to walk away knowing how much she loves Peter, and I think she did just that.
Yeah, were you surprised how much they loved Hannah Ann?
I mean, you could tell she picked favorites, the mom did, because she was
Oh,
like,
not subtle.
she was like, I see us in their relationship, and when you project your own relationship, of course you're gonna see only the good things.
Yeah, Jason, how about you?
I'm surprised by it because Maddie had the first one-on-one day, and it sounded and looked like everything went so well with Peter's family.
At the vow renewal.
At the vow renewal. So I was assuming that this would be a really uphill battle for Hannah Ann.
Yeah.
And she did such a great job with
Then
it.
it turns out Madison's meeting obviously went way differently. It started out with them kind of discussing the fantasy suite debacle, where they all stood. She revealed she loved him, all that kind of stuff. But then, yeah, I mean, she had some basically confrontation with Peter's mother. They were both very honest. I was actually proud of her for being, I thought, very articulate about where she is, how she's feeling. What do you think of the ups and downs and where they stand now, Kayla?
I mean, I'm with you. I think I'm proud of Madison for sticking her ground, but her mom, I mean, Peter's mom clearly didn't see it was the right fit, and she just kept bringing up all these things that were red flags for Madison. So I just don't think they're on the same page.
Yeah.
And I think it's good she walked away.
Yeah. What do you think?
There's a few things. I saw a little hypocrisy in that she prayed to the gods to bring an angel, but then she had brought up the fact that religion doesn't correlate at all with Peter's life.
Yeah.
And then the other thing was just the fake tears. I mean, you could zoom in, there weren't any tears.
Yeah.
So I just was a little confused by the whole mother and potentially soon-to-be daughter-in-law interactions.
Yeah.
You could tell that Peter's mom has a really big influence in his life, and I think she kind of took advantage of that a little bit. She laid it on heavy, knowing that how deeply it was going to affect him.
But Peter didn't let it affect him. He even told her, like, Mom, sit yourself
Like, calm
down.
down.
Yeah.
Like, literally, he was like,
Down,
Mom, stop.
Don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
My feelings.
Was it surprising to you that she was straight out like, "Hey, Peter's a partier," and to Maddie,
That was my favorite moment.
he's a partier, and I don't think you know that.
And it wasn't only him, it was his brother too. He's like, dude, you know how life
Now,
goes.
as a viewer, I'm like, so Peter parties?
And line dances, apparently, right? The line
Yeah,
dancing. It was crazy because we find out who Peter's mom's talking about when he says bring her home, which was Hannah Ann, which for me was very shocking. I thought a bunch of other people, I thought Hannah B, maybe that producer, before it was gonna be Hannah Ann. Break down this moment for us, Jody.
I mean, that, like you said, that was the moment we'd all been waiting for, and I think like it was literally a gasp heard around the world when we figured out it was Hannah Ann. I was not expecting her to love Hannah Ann as much as she did, and she was literally saying like, she's a perfect angel, God placed her in front of you, and was just bawling, crying. It was a lot, it was intense.
I think it was like her audition for some sort of dramatic role in the future. I
That
don't know.
to be the- yeah.
She's talked to the ABC producers about like maybe she can be in something later. I don't know.
I think the mom is bringing an element for the audience. To me, it's as a viewer, I love seeing her reactions because you know, like most moms are kind of a little dramatic, and so she was just being herself. So honestly, it brought like a flair to the episode for me that I didn't have until that point.
And I think it makes sense why Peter loves a woman who cries, because look who is
Good point, yeah.
That is so true.
Kinda built
Maddie
in.
has her final one-on-one, and she actually breaks up with Peter. And it was very shocking because she just said that she loves him. Yeah, Jason, what was your reaction when you saw how this all went down?
To me, I was finally glad that Maddie is out of the gray area because she brought the ultimatum to the table, but then stayed. So I was confused by that. Now she's made a decision to leave. Now we see that she does potentially come back. I don't know how you can watch that episode last night and come back from a relationship with the family.
Me either.
How is Bachelor Nation feeling? Were they Team Maddie or Team Hannah Ann?
Everywhere I've done some speaking events, I always poll this. Everyone right now is Team Maddie.
Okay.
Wow.
Everyone.
Which makes me feel a little bad for Hannah Ann because she's almost become this placeholder.
Right.
In the way it's playing out. I don't personally feel like that, but
Yeah.
that's kind of where she
Well, it
is.
seems like Maddie's the #1 choice. Now, with her out of the picture, how does this affect Hannah Ann and her relationship with him?
It's got to be difficult, right? So if Hannah Ann is still there, when she's watching this back, knowing that she wasn't the #1 choice, how, again, can you continue? So that goes on both sides of the spectrum. I think people right now are leaning and magnetized to Maddie because I don't feel like I don't know Hannah Ann. I know she's sweet and kind, but I feel like I don't really know her personality, her depth. Maddie, I know what she stands for, I know where she comes, and I know what she wants out of life.
Yeah, and that's
But
kind
at the same time, should you be penalized for being like consistent in your feelings and knowing that
Right.
you love somebody? And just because they haven't aired it, I'm sure she has a lot of layers.
Hannah Ann, you mean?
Hannah Ann.
Yeah, right. No, I
exactly.
feel the same way.
So I agree.
That's a good point.
But like, I do connect with Madison more, but I feel bad for Hannah
Yeah.
Ann because they just haven't really shown us anything else.
So here's the question, as me and my wife were watching last night, it was like, he goes out on this date with Hannah Ann after Maddie breaks it off, and he doesn't tell her.
Right.
Should he have told her, and does it make it hard then for Hannah Ann to find this out later, and like, whoa, why didn't you tell me during this entire time that had happened?
I have mixed feelings on this because I think Hannah Ann does have a right to know what's going on so that she can make an informed decision for herself. But I also understand Peter, I bet his mentality is, I don't want to tell her because I don't want her to think that she's now the default choice. I still actually do have feelings for her, so let me work this out. And if she thinks she's the only one there and then he proposes to her, she could be doubting his intention.
Well, yeah, I mean, he says that he's unsure. This totally breaks her. She's been so consistent. Do you think that there's a possibility she would walk away from this whole experience as well? No. Caitlin's like, no, absolutely not.
No, she's like the winner of the Revolve Challenge. She's like, it's in the making. There's no chance she breaks up with him.
Jason, what did you think?
Until the end.
Any chance?
I agree. I don't see it happening. I will say a perspective I don't think we see often is just imagine being engaged with what you're thinking is your life partner and then watching this person fall in love with 30 people and have intimate relationships. Watching it back absolutely has an impact on how your relationship
Sure.
exists.
It would be, at this point of the show, it's like really deviates from any normal situation. It would be very difficult. Before we go, okay, tonight we saw the teaser, Maddie returns. Final predictions for what happens tonight. Jason.
I am going with a bold prediction saying that he ends up by himself and single.
Okay. I actually can agree with that.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I think that Maddie comes back, regrets her decision, and he goes with her.
Okay.
I think he picks Hannah Ann, and it's just like for the first time, like sure of his decision.
We have three.
We all
And I think Hannah B's waltzing back in that studio with Chris Harrison, and that's where they walk
I'm
off.
doing the producer theory.
right,
All
we
right.
got
We're taking a look at our question of the day. We've been asking you how you think Pilot Pete's love story will end. So let's see what you're saying on Twitter. Looks like he ends up with no one.
Yeah, popular opinion, Jason.
Very
That was a
possible.
choice.
So bold that everyone also thinks it.